Hi, this is Venus DeMarco with a healthy life made simple. Because getting in the kitchen should be simple and healthy. I'm here so you get more veggies in your life and make them delicious. I want to thank Nature's Food Patch for sponsoring all the food. They're a great store here in Clearwater, Florida on Cleveland Avenue. Please visit them. They are kind enough to sponsor these cooking shows. We can't unfortunately do the cooking shows or the cooking classes at Nature's right now because of world events, but hopefully that will come back. So we are bringing this to you in your living room to help you make your life healthier, but do it simply. So today we're making crab cakes. And you're like, Venus, really? Vegan crab cakes? Yes. It's amazing how you can take ingredients and give it flavor to make it taste like seafood. So there's a lot of people that told me when they became vegan, it really upset them that they couldn't have seafood anymore, especially crab cakes. So I came up with this recipe and it's great. So it's lower fat, it's more fiber, because you know fiber's good. It keeps us all happy and in a more of a pleasant mood when we eat a lot of fiber. So it's a good thing to have a lot of fiber in your diet. So today we are gonna make crab cakes out of hearts of palm. Hearts of palm comes in a can like that. We're gonna use 2 of these cans, and I've already taken them and cut them into pieces like this. We are gonna put them in a food processor and make them look like crab meat. So first, we open up one of these and we drain it in a little colander. Okay. So this is what they come out looking like. We're just going to cut them so it just works, it's easier to work with the food processor. This is such an easy recipe, you guys. You are just going to be so surprised, and it's so good. This is my most asked for recipe when people come to visit me, is my crab cakes with my dill tartar sauce. Of course, vegan. So in my kitchen, no animals are ever hurt. We have a kind kitchen. All right, so we're gonna take these, whoops, nope, we're gonna put them in the food process. I'm already getting confused. Just remember, I'm at that age that sometimes I do get confused. And you gotta laugh at yourself. Don't always know where I am or what I'm doing. All right, so we're gonna close this and we're just gonna, I don't want to make it mush, I just want to pulse it. All right. I think this lid comes. I'm gonna put this in this bowl. See how that actually chops up and looks like crab meat? I mean, you could do it with a fork, but it would take a lot longer. It's just easy peasy, nice and fast, right? Now we're just gonna put this in a big mixing bowl. Now the great thing about Nature's Food Patch is they have everything you need. All these recipes that I make, I can get every ingredient at Nature's Food Patch. So when we want to make these taste like crab, we have to add things that actually will make it have that seafoody flavor. But first we're going to add a cup of panko breadcrumbs. These were a little too coarse for me, so I actually put them in a food processor and just made them a little less coarse. So we're gonna add those. And we're gonna first mix that in. Get it really well incorporated. Now see, doesn't that look like crab meat right there? This is amazing. It took me 3 times to get this just right. So then we're going to put in dulse. Dulse is a seaweed, and that's what's going to give it sort of that fishy flavor. So we're going to put that in. We're going to put a tablespoon and a half to 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. We're going to put Old Bay seasoning, garlic, salt, a very little bit of salt, and onion powder in here. Now remember that this recipe will be in the comments, and when you get a chance, please subscribe to Venus DeMarco's YouTube, and I will always have lots of recipes and who knows what else I'll come up with. So we're going to put that in there. We're going to put some red bell pepper chopped up. I have found at Nature's their organic red peppers are at the best price. And we're just going to mix this in. Okay. Then we're going to we need a heaping tablespoon of parsley, and we're just going to chop this up real quick. Make sure it's nice and fine. All right, so we're going to chop up our flat leaf organic Italian parsley. As I like to mince it, get it really chopped up here. So what makes these crab cakes also good is that there are some people who are allergic to shellfish, so this is perfect, right? They still can have something they've always liked, and it's, well, I guess that the proof is in the pudding. When you taste them, you'll know if they're good or not. I can tell you how good they are. I guess I could get all my friends on here to tell you how good they are, but they are wonderful. So there we go. We got our parsley in there. And now we're going to add a tablespoon of Vegenaise. This stuff is great, by the way. And we're also going to make our dill tartar sauce with this. Now we're going to use a tablespoon of vegan Worcestershire sauce. And I actually said that. That was amazing. And this, again, will give it that fishy type of taste. So we're going to do a tablespoon of this. Put that in there. And then we're going to put a teaspoon of Dijon in there. Dijon. You say Dijon, I say Dijon. There we go. I'm really not sure if English is my first language, but I give it a good try. All right, so now look how simple this is. You just mix this all up. You put this in the fridge for an hour or overnight, whatever works. That just helps it sort of sit so you can make it into patties better. And I just happen to have one that has been sitting in the fridge. So what we're going to do is we're going to form this into patties, roll it into the panko. And again, you can make these any size you want. So I like to sometimes serve these as an appetizer, so I'll make them very small and put them on a plate with a little bit of tartar sauce on top of them where they can just eat them like an appetizer. Or for today, we're making them for a meal. So we're just gonna roll them in this. See how simple this is and how much better it is than to eat a bottom feeder. You know, all my life I've been interested in veganism, vegetarianism, even as a young girl. But when I was a young girl, it was kind of poo-pooed and nobody really knew what to do with it. And my dad would say, you know, that it was strange to him that I thought I could be a vegetarian. But as I left home and got into my 20s and stuff, I started, you know, playing around with it. I didn't really know how to do it real healthy, but all my life I've played around with going vegetarian. And then I've been vegan also. Then I went back to eating meat. In 2009, I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer, and I decided to turn down a double mastectomy. I turned down radiation, chemo. That was my choice, and I just went God's way and changed everything about my life. And the one thing I did was change, you know, go over to a vegan diet. It was a very strict one. I was actually raw. I juiced a lot. There was a lot to the protocol, but it's been 11 years now, and I just love the lifestyle, and it's just the way I do things. It's not a political statement. It's not a religion. It's just the way I choose to eat. So again, this is going to make, I usually double my batch when people are coming over. And as you can tell, I'm not exactly the cleanest. I'm a very messy chef. But I usually double this recipe because most people want 2 of them. Again, they're not as rich as a regular crab cake. They're much lighter, so you can, eating 2 big ones is not that big of a deal. So I believe that we can prevent a lot of disease and sickness through our lifestyle. And lifestyle just isn't eating, it's also what we think. It's what we believe. It's our emotions. How do we live with unforgiveness in our heart? There's so many things that cause the body to break down, and you can't get sick unless the immune system breaks down and there's lots of inflammation. So there's many things that we can do to prevent disease, and our diet has a lot to do with it. So I made these a little bigger. Now I'm going to wash my hands, and we're going to come over and yeah. We're not going to put much oil in here. This will probably do all of them. Now you can bake these, and you can put them in an air fryer. I found they just taste the most authentic being fried in a little oil. But again, that's just up to you. You're going to cook them 3 to 5 minutes on each side. We're just going to wait for this to heat up. You can do it in the air fryer. You can do it in the oven. I didn't enjoy them as much from the oven because they did not get as crispy as I wanted on the outside. So you just want to make sure your oil is hot. This needs just a little longer. And these will cook 3 to 5 minutes on each side. I do find with oil they get a nicer, and not a lot. I just used a very light grapeseed oil, so it's not a heavy oil, so it will cook. It won't be real greasy. All right, so we'll just do that. Okay, so while our crab cakes are cooking on the one side, we're going to make a very simple vegan dill tartar sauce. Now, I have chopped up some fresh dill. Fresh is always best, but it's not always there. In the recipe, which I'll put in the comments, we'll tell you what to do with dry and how to do it with fresh. Now, the store was out of dill relish, so I just took these beautiful pickles here and chopped them up really fine. So we're going to put that in there. I happen to love dill relish. Make sure that's all out. I'm going to put some onion powder, a little bit of lemon juice, and you're just going to stir this up, and you now have a simple but delicious dill tartar sauce. So simple. None of this has to be difficult. All right, I think these are about ready to flip now. Oh, perfect. I'm telling you, I'm good. Those are perfect. All right, so now we're going to just plate these up and put some of this beautiful tartar sauce on top of it. And of course there'll be people that will want the whole bowl of the tartar sauce on their crab cake. But look how simple that was, how easy, and wait till you try these. They are so good.